I bit. Welcome back to another episode on Toxiris Thoughts. Today I'm going to present 6 hot takes. Well, I'm going to present 3, but the man Broc FM is going to join me and present 3 of his own. So let's get it.
Alright, so my name is Broc FM. You might have seen or heard about my YouTube channel before, but my first hot take is that Lil Uzi Vert is mid. So my explanation for this is that I think he can be good on melodic songs mostly. Like that's where he definitely excels. In like his singing songs like EXO, Tour Life, Sanguine Paradise, Money Longer, just to name a few. I think he's got definitely some good songs where he's mostly singing. But then in his songs where he's mostly just rapping and there's not really much sort of melodies going on, I don't think he does that great. I think he sounds sort of off tune or monotone sometimes, and often his flow is a little off to me. So in like songs like Pop, That's a Rack, and basically 90% of Eternal a Take, I think his rapping, it just doesn't sound that great. I think maybe if he had less auto tune, maybe when he was rapping it would sound better, but yeah, so that's my opinion on Lil Uzi. I know there's definitely some pretty diehard Lil Uzi fans that are going to disagree, but yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, nah, I gotta say that I can agree to a certain degree. For like Eternal Take and the deluxe is not as bad as Eternal Take, but I can see what you mean by like that the delivery is really monotone and kind of like boring. But I wouldn't say he's like mid overall, because I really enjoy like his 2017 and 2016 project, like the Perfect Love tape and Lil Uzi Vert versus the World. I love those tapes. Love his Rage projects. The first one is not that good, but the second one is very good. So like with what you say and what do you think about him, I can agree, because I have the same problem when he's like on songs like you mentioned, Pop. I dislike those songs heavy.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I feel like he does have a big catalog of songs that are just not like that. But I can see what you mean, though.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree that his earlier stuff is much better, and I think that, well, mainly because that or his earlier stuff focused more on melodies, so that's pretty much why I think that his first couple albums are definitely better. But overall, I'd say I enjoy less than half of his songs, so that would be sort of why I'd call him mid. So yeah.
Yeah, I can how to say that? I can definitely see that. But I think with that being said, let us know what you think about those takes in the comments. Please don't try to assassinate us because of what we say. But let us know in a kind of chill way, what do you think about it? And let's move on to the second hot take, and that's my first hot take. And real drill fans, aka Chief Keef fans, are gonna burn my house down for this, but Chicago drill is the worst drill. Now, I'm not talking about African drill, French drill. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the 3 big sectors right now. I'm talking about UK, NYC, and Chicago. And just sound-wise, I know that Chicago fathered all this. I know that it came from Chicago. I don't give a damn. Just from the sound of it and from the beats and from the delivery, for me, it's New York on top, UK second. That is kind of debatable, but Chicago is last. Chicago delivery, boring. Chicago beats, boring. There's a couple Chicago drill rappers that kind of stand out, like King Von did, but like rappers like 600 Breezy, bro, that shit is ass. What do you mean? Like, I don't know. With New York drill and UK drill, even if the rapper is not like the best, at least you have a hard beat. So yeah, that's my opinion on that one. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I can agree on that. I think that the older Chicago drill, obviously with like Chief Keef, that was very interesting and new because they were sort of the first ones to start it in the U.S. I think just the newer Chicago drill just isn't as captivating, and just compared to UK or New York. So yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I mean, on your other point before, I think UK is better than New York, but that's a whole other conversation we could have. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's for another video, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess let's move on to your second point. Let's get it.
All right, my second point. I would say that Joey Badass is a top 5 rapper of all time. Now, I know there's people that say that Joey is very overrated because there are people like me, I guess, that say he's like one of the best of all time. But I've got a couple points to make here. Uh, my first point is just that when he started out and with his first album, he was very young, and he was only 17 when he put out 1999, which I think is a top 10 rap album potentially of all time, but definitely in the last decade. Um, and so I think even when he was 17, his lyricism was unmatched by almost all other rappers. And to me, he just has every element that a good rapper needs. He's got a good overall sound. He's got good beats, well, great beats really. And he's got great wordplay, amazing flow and message on almost all of his songs. I think most of his albums are have zero skips, and just overall, especially on 1999, I think that album was amazing. Songs like Hard Knock and Survival Tactics, those really show off his great lyricism, and I just think it's really just unmatched by almost all other rappers ever. And I think also on songs like Paper Trails, where he's really showing like a really deep message if you listen to what he's saying. And yeah, I just think that compared to most other rappers and even like 90s rappers who people often say like 90s are the only good years for rap, um, I think Joey can top most of those people too. So yeah, that's my opinion on Joey Badass.
Okay, so well, this is kind of a hard point for me because yes, I know something about lyrical rap. Yes, I listen to some lyrical rap, but I don't have the knowledge to claim anyone as the best or the worst. But I can definitely say that Joey is great. I've listened to, I think pretty much all of his projects. I don't listen to the pro era projects, but like I've listened to 1999, All American Badass, and the other one, I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, Badass or Before the Money.
Yeah, Badass. Exactly. Yeah. And those albums have all been a great listen for me. For someone like me who really enjoys good hooks, I gotta give it to All American Badass. I know the lyricism might not be as strong, but the topics with like referring to black lives and how they have been lost and all that shit, that really hit me too. And they had great choruses and great production. So just from the rappers I've heard, I don't know if I would place him top 5, but maybe top 10. So I can probably give you that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And just one other point I want to make is that I think his lyrics, even his lyrics back from his 1999 project in 2012, they've always stayed relevant. So like even his older lyrics, you can look at those and still be like that could be something that comes out today, and it would still really like hit home to a lot of people. So yeah, I just think he can still maintain his relevance even through like decades. So.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. That is definitely true. Yeah. So I'm gonna move on to my next point, and I think I'm gonna piss some fans off, or they're gonna agree with me, because I got 3 rappers that I think all heavily dropped in quality. I'm talking, they dropped in quality so much I got almost from a fan to a hater. That is Lil Skies, Annalie Choppa, and Lil Durk. Now, Lil Skies, his album Shelby was okay. His album Unbothered was but his first album was great. So like I think many people, some people agree with this, because I've heard some people say they want the 2017 Skies back, and I want that too. I want nowadays Skies. I want all that shit. I would like to have that. I guess we're never getting it because he's trying to get some auto tune on his voice, I guess. So with Lil Skies, I think it's pretty clear. Like his albums, his quality has been dropping heavily. With Annalie Choppa, some people might agree because like some people don't like that chill shit he's been up to. But even the hype shit, even like something like the beatbox remix. I mean, beatbox remixes are now trash overall, but that's a whole nother topic, so I won't get into that. But old hype Chopper songs like Shot Flow, Capo, like Capo is the best example. Those are songs that really had something special to them, something different. And now if I listen to Chop, I might as well listen to some other Memphis type rappers. I might listen to Pooh Shiesty. I might listen to so many other rappers that are in that from that area and in that musical field. It's nothing special anymore. And now the last one, I think most people are gonna agree with this one, is Lil Durk. Now I like Lil Durk, but I mostly like his old songs. I like songs like some of his most popular songs, like "This Is What You Want" or "Nobody Knows." Like those are the songs that I really enjoy. Yes, I enjoy some of the stuff he drops nowadays. He didn't fall off as hard as Chop and Skies did, but I feel like the voice, just from what I've heard, is just not that good overall. It's just, to me, it's a mid album at best. So yeah, what do you think, bro?
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with all of these. Definitely NLE and Lil Skies for sure. I think they have both sort of since their first songs back in, well, for NLE is in 2018, 2019, and then for Lil Skies
Mhm.
2017. I think since those songs, they haven't really been able to top those, in my opinion. For Lil Durk, I really wouldn't be able to have a really strong opinion on that just because I didn't listen to much of his older songs. So I do like some of his newer songs. So I wouldn't be able to say if he's been lacking in quality recently, but I could definitely see what you were saying though.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Well, I think that's all I can say to that. So let's move on
All right.
to your last
So
point. Let's get it.
for my last point, this one could be very controversial. Um, so my last point is that Kendrick Lamar is overrated. Now, before you just go ahead and kill me in the comments here, let me explain myself a little bit. First of all, I think he is an amazing lyricist, and his message in his songs is amazing, and he's definitely one of the best to do that of all time. I still think that overall, as a rapper and lyricist, he is a top 10 rapper of all time. But my main problem with him is just that his overall sound, I think overall sound of your songs is one of the most important things as a rapper. And I just don't think he has a super great overall sound to his songs. I think that they can, if you're just listening to them like over like on an album, like if you're just listening to Pimp a Butterfly through as an album, it's a great listen. I think that it's just like listening to the message that he's saying in all of his songs, it's great. But if you're just going to listen to his songs individually, I think I mean, I don't want to say they're boring, but they're just not that interesting. And I don't think it's just they're hard to listen to just because that you would listen more for the message and not necessarily for the song. So that's my main problem with him is that I just don't find his songs that interesting. And I think like the overall sound is a very important part to being a great rapper. So that's my opinion on that.
Another one, bro. We agreeing too much on this one, but I definitely okay. I wouldn't say all of his songs are like that because he does have a couple songs that I really enjoy just the sound of it. But overall, I feel like if you listen to Kendrick Lamar, like if you're gonna sit down and listen to a Good Kid, Mad City, for example, that album is really good. Like I got a couple of tracks that like are in my playlist too, but most of the songs are like you're gonna sit down, listen, and listen only to the album. You have to concentrate how you said it on what he says, on what the message is, on all that shit. Because if you don't, it's just a way less interesting and a way less captivating experience. And now that is good, but not for someone like me who really likes to listen to music while studying, playing games, working, whatever. So I think it's just music mostly. Like I like to listen to some of his songs. Like "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe" is one of my favorite songs, and like I just don't. I feel like I'm not the right type of person to listen to Kendrick Lamar a lot. But yeah.
Yeah. That's my main point. It's just that it's just hard to listen to a lot of his songs, and you have to be really in the right mood, or you just have to listen to his full album all the way through to really get it. I think that
Mhm.
otherwise it's just they're not that fun to listen to really.
Nah, I can. Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, so to get to my last point, it's probably, I don't know if it's my most controversial one on here. I've seen people agree on this one, but it's like very few people, and they get like looked at weird. Russ is a very talented rapper and producer. He is consistent and versatile, and he gets hated on. He gets shitted on mostly because he's cocky. Now, I got one question for you. Name your 10 favorite rappers and tell me that none of them are cocky. For example, we talked about Joey Badass earlier. Joey Badass is cocky.
For sure.
We talked about, yeah, we talked about people like Enely Choppa or Lil Durk. They are cocky. And that's not a problem because they achieved something really big and they have done things that many people haven't done. So they can be cocky and they get to be cocky. But I don't get why people hate on Russ for that. People don't hate on Eminem for being cocky. Oh, but yeah. What do you think about that?
I think, I mean, I haven't listened to enough of his music really, but from the stuff I've heard, I think he's definitely talented, and I think he can be a good rapper. I think my main problem with him, and a lot of people's main problem with him, is not just that he's cocky, but he's just like, if you watch interviews of him, he's just very cringy. I think he is cocky to the point where he just thinks he can say whatever he wants and it'll just like make sense to people. But the way he says things, it can just be very cringy, and he tries to be like way too spiritual and deep, and it just comes off as just being it's just really annoying. And I don't know, just so, like watching a rapper say things like that can just like really put you off of them, even if they make good music. I mean, that's, yeah, so that's just my opinion. But I mean, I guess if you never watched interviews or like heard what he like talks about or anything like that, I think I could definitely see how you'd like him a lot. I think he can definitely still be a good rapper. It's just his personality, I think, is what puts a lot of people off of his music.
I have watched some interviews of him before, and I can see what you mean with like being super
Yeah.
spiritual and all of that. I can see that for sure, but I feel like it's still hypocritical because, like, bro, like there's so many rappers out there talking shit, and I'm not talking shit on his level. I'm talking shit on a high level, bro. Like, if you watch some rappers' interviews, you be like, yo, that man is not dumb. That man is a potato. What the fuck? So, like, yes, I can see how a rapper's personality can put you off of them. Best example for me, 6ix9ine. But I feel like in this case, like with you, I'm pretty sure I know that like most of the rappers you listen to, like you don't hate their personality. But I feel like there's many people out there who just be like, nah, I don't listen to Russ because he's cocky. But I'm gonna go ahead and listen to R. Kelly. That's a different topic. But yes, that's just
Yeah,
my opinion on it.
I definitely think that if you're gonna just like judge them based off the personality on its own and not even give them a chance, I think that's definitely just not a good move. I mean, I sort of did the same for Russ until you actually recommended me a EP or album. I forget which one it was, but I actually thought it was pretty good, and I was sort of surprised by how good I thought it was. So I think definitely, even if you're just gonna judge them on personality, you gotta also give their music just at least a little bit of a chance.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think we can leave it at that. I think we both agree on that, even if like not all our points are like really the same. It was nice having a talk with you. It was nice having you on the channel, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, with that being said, everyone watching, have a good one and enjoy your time. Peace, Giddy.
Remember back then, all them hoes ain't want me. Now I'm ballin', all them same hoes on me. Mama told me that this came with the money and the motherfucking fame. Even though I feel the same, I'm that nigga now. I'm that nigga now. I'm that nigga now. I'm that nigga.